Hi Tappers! On to the next hot and somewhat taboo topic on love. Self-love! Woo! I bet hearing that likely fills you with dread. I would say the only love topic that is more dreaded to reach for than unconditional love is self-love. But don't worry, I have some great suggestions for this one as well. Since it's about self-love, I'm gonna tell you about myself. But before I do, please like this video and subscribe. Due to a lot of factors in my early childhood and spiraling complications from those factors not being healed or dealt with, I absolutely hated myself. Outwardly, I was a fun, loving, caring, quirky human being. I was deeply compassionate and always looking out for others. Inwardly, these things are hard to say. I felt like I was such a burden just by being alive that I deserved to be in pain. I felt that it was right for me to be hurt, even though I ached for my existence to be given mercy and my sentence to be changed. I waited for when I would be told that I had suffered enough pain to make up for why I deserved that pain, and now maybe I could have love. But here's the thing. Lots of people loved me. They expressed their appreciation for me and what I did to value and support them. And I panicked and I shoved it away hard because it felt like I was stealing something that it didn't belong to me yet, and I would ruin my chances of ever really being worthy of it if I accepted it right now. Here's the other thing. I had no idea who was my judge and jury. I didn't know whose values I was being judged by, or any clear lines on what I had done, or how I was making amends with my emotional corporal punishment. Now, I share this because I want you to know where my deficit was on self-love. I was ashamed to be alive. I felt like I needed to apologize for taking up space because my mere existence was a heavy burden in my mind. And I wanted to be worthy of my life. I wanted to be deserving of being a person. And I tried to get there. But I was on a road to a destination that I didn't really understand, or the rules of navigation for it. So I tried, and I felt hopeful sometimes, but mostly I felt like I was doomed. I was doomed to be in pain and emptiness my whole life. Obviously, I had suffered trauma, and my beginning to understand what complex PTSD was and the subconscious brain, all of that really freed me from a lot of these realities that I had for myself, but those were ways to release the weight. It didn't help me gain self-love. And if your story isn't as dramatic, but self-love still escapes you, you are valid in your own experience, and I want you here. And I hope this gives you some answers too. I believe it will. The process of releasing all of my stuffed emotions from my trauma was key in allowing me to move forward in the next focus of self-love. So if we share that kind of history, then know that clearing yours is likely to be key for you as well. But let's say you have, and you feel that relief from releasing all of that burden, but you still don't have self-love. Here is where I'm going to introduce you to my own pathway and concept. And it's a bit weird, so stay with me. You are you, one person, but you also have an awareness of you, which indicates a split point of view. You can be you, but also observe you, which means you can also judge you. It's that awareness of you that is the channel for that self-love. Now, you remember my last video on unconditional love? That unconditional love means there is love and rules and boundaries, and all of that is a part of unconditional love. Now, I'm betting you have some violations against yourself. The awareness of you will feel and feed you that pain just as a violation from another person affects you. Someone calls you worthless and it hurts. You call you worthless and it hurts twice. Twice because you both gave it and received it. What you are looking at is a damaged relationship. It needs healing, just like any other relationship. But here's the good thing. If you want it, then you're good to go, because both perspectives are you. So there's no separation there. You don't have to wonder if the other person is on board. Now, once you know that you want to heal this relationship, start with where you are. Acknowledge the hurt, the anger, the shame, the guilt. Feel the shades of insight come in and enlighten you as you open up to yourself. And it will feel just like healing any other relationship feels. You may feel hesitant, scared, defiant, victimized, bullied, or even numb at times. But you will also feel connection, understanding, excitement, love, joy, forgiveness, and most important, trust. Make time in your schedule intentionally to go inward and have healing conversations, just like you would make time to talk it out with a loved one to get past a wound between the two of you. The principles that make any loving relationship work apply to self-love. And tapping, while you have these healing sessions, will greatly enhance your efforts because you are getting all of your pieces aligned and in one direction by doing so. I now have a deep love and joy for my life, and I ache so much for that younger me who was in that awful place for so long. I still have times where I feel vulnerable or irritated with myself or let down by me. But the relationship is strong and I recover quickly. And I get to live in a space where I can always find love and encouragement now. And that means everything to me. I really want you to know what that feels like too. Ask me questions. I'm here to answer them and to help you along in your own pathway to self-love. And I'll see you soon.